time of the year, guys. It's fantasy football season. The last few weeks we've been talking about the Saints, a little bit of LSU, a little bit of some other stuff. This episode is 100% fantasy football. So this is your spot to get really good information about your leagues and your drafting that is currently most likely going on or coming up soon. So with that being said, we're going to jump right on in. First topic. We kind of touched on this last week or a few weeks ago when we did some fancy topics. Draft and fade. First 3 rounds. Big important thing. Beginning of the league, beginning of the draft. You need to grab a player that's going to win you a championship. How do you feel about that, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, safest pick, in my opinion, is Bijan or Gibbs. Those are the top 2 guys. Don't matter what your PPR, non-PPR, whatever. Those 2 guys, they're legit. You know what you're going to get with them. You're going to probably get anywhere from 350 to 400 touches out of either one of those guys. They're on good enough teams, I think, that can move the ball, so they'll have good scoring opportunities. I think you got to go with one of those 2 hands down. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple. I think that should be like fantasy wide.
Yeah, 1 and 2 off the board. I think that's the way to go. Unless you hate running backs and you want Chase or something.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're LSU,
he's also a safe pick. But yeah, try and get your running back if you can get one of those 2. Yeah, pretty safe right there.
No, yeah. This year's draft, this year's league, it really does feel like those running backs are few and far between. There's a cliff. It's when you're going to hit that cliff in your draft, in your
it's a canyon
in your league. No, it falls and it falls quick.
Black hole, it's like a black hole.
Yeah, but I can see a world where you want to go and get Jamar though.
Oh yeah,
I mean I can see Jamar being 101. I know a few years ago in one of our fantasy leagues, someone took Justin Jefferson and we literally laughed that man out of the room, and he won the league.
Yeah,
Jamar won the league last year at 101. So why you have to bring up Justin Jefferson? Jamar won it last year with 101. You can go get Jamar. Don't worry about Justin Jefferson. Go get Jamar.
If he
won the running backs, do not get Justin Jefferson 101. Do not do that. That's a bad idea.
The disrespect you just threw at Justin Jefferson.
It's not at Justin Jefferson. It's at his quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I will be.
He's never had a quarterback.
I will mention Kyler Murray later as when to get in the late rounds. But
he's had a Super Bowl He's had a Super Bowl MVP winning.
You almost said Hall of Fame.
I did. I call myself. No, Sam Darnold is not a Hall of Famer. He will not be a Hall of Famer. Clip me if I'm wrong.
Shots fired.
Clip me if I'm wrong, but he will not be a Hall of Famer.
Seattle back to back.
Oh yeah. Okay. Not even not even Russell Wilson could get that done.
Yeah, well, Russell Wilson had to bring his posse into the freaking facilities. So I mean,
but yeah, I think the safest overall pick for the first round, if you're drafting, especially if you're top 5, I would do a running back personally. There are a few wide receivers that I would grab in the top 5, but I mean, really in this year's league,
I disagree.
I can't see you not taking a running back with your first pick if you're in the top 5.
If you're in top 5, I think the top 5 players I believe are going to go in almost all drafts outside of Superflex is going to be Bijan, Jameer, Puka, Jamar, JSN. I think that's your top 5 picks. So
consensus, yeah. That's generally consensus.
Yeah. Hey, don't feel bad though if you get, Amon Ra in the second half of the first round. That's another guy that I feel has a really high, like he's
got the highest floor out of everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he
may not be wide receiver 1 overall, but you're not going to be sad having him in your starting lineup every week. You'd want one of the top guys to win you the league, but Amon Ra ain't going to lose it for you. That's for damn sure.
No.
Yeah. That's a good point. CeeDee Lamb is another one.
I like CeeDee.
You can grab in the background of the first round. He's another one that I have my eyes on.
That's a
this year
high-powered offense too, and they didn't change much.
Wrong.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with the Cowboys offense. So
no,
And when I say that, I mean CD Pickens, Javonte. Javante's a little bit later in the thing, but the offense moves the ball. Javante's going to have opportunities. So
yeah, Javonte was one of my sneaky picks last year that I was excited to get him in a few leagues late. I don't think he's going to make it out of the top 5 rounds, top 6 rounds as running back position.
I agree.
But speaking of risky picks in the first round, who you got as somebody that's a little risky? We talk about all the guys that we think are safe.
Well, I actually have one that Brad named in his top 5 that I think is personally risky, and I'm probably going to avoid because I feel a fallback year is going to happen this year, and that's JSN.
I knew it.
Super Bowl hangover, man. Super Bowl
Hall
hangover.
of Fame quarterback.
I did not say Hall of Fame. I said Hall, and I stopped. No.
Hall of it.
But no, JSN. Yeah, I think it's a fallback year for him. I think he can finish wide receiver 10, 11.
Yeah.
I don't see him getting inside of wide receiver 8. Overall for the whole year, I just don't see it. It's going to be a fallback year. Like, they have to regress. Kubiak is gone. New offensive coordinator coming in. It's prime. He lost one of the best running backs in the league. It's prime for a drop back. He's going to be he's going to be blanketed.
Yeah. Yeah, he could fall back to 110.
I see Dan didn't like that pick though.
I mean, I like JSN. I mean, I don't see him falling back that far. I don't see him falling back that far. If he's like a wide receiver 7, you're going to feel like, oh, man, I picked him over a Justin Jefferson, and Justin Jefferson has a better year or something like that. You're going to be like, oh, man, I should have just got somebody else. But I don't think he's going to fall out of top 7 wide receivers, top 6 wide receivers.
He could get 200 targets.
I mean, what else did they really do in that offense? Yeah, they lost. I liked Darian Price. I think he's going to help that backfield. I think Sam Darnold's still going to feed him the ball. I think he will be fine with his targets. I think getting him in the first round, if you get him, he's not going to go in the second round, obviously. But
no, someone's going to draft him in the first round.
You won't be disappointed. I don't think he's going to have a severe drop off.
He's going top 8, I think, easily, unless you get some great QB early,
in most consensus rankings, and that's why I agree with you earlier, Brad, is he is 5 in most consensus rankings. I just think if we had to sit down and pick a risky pick in the first round of a fantasy draft, I think he's one of them. I mean, because you can sit there and argue Christian McCaffrey because he's always a sneeze away from being knocked out for the season. JT is Jonathan Taylor has a lot of carries on his back. He's a guy that's going
my pick
first round. Really?
JT. I like him so much. I'm a huge Jonathan Taylor fan.
Bullshit.
But it's like I don't know why. I'm just hesitant. I want to go double running back this year if I can, just because I really like a lot of the mid-round receivers.
DK.
But I don't know why. He feels a little – not DK. Jonathan Taylor feels a little scary for me. I also see James Cook in a couple rankings kind of approaching that first-round turn. I'm like, I'd rather get – I don't think he'll fall to the end of the second round, but that's another one I feel like he's going higher than maybe I feel like he should. So that's one I might pass on. Again, even trying to go double running backs, I think I might pass on James Cook as high as he is or Chase Brown as high as he is. I'd want them more towards the end of the second. I don't think they're risky. I just think they're a little overvalued. Risk-wise,
yeah.
Again, you can argue Christian McCaffrey, always scared of an injury.
Well, he's 31 now or whatever.
Yeah, but the cliff, he avoids the cliff. Him and Derrick Henry somehow. Well, I say Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
you can't compare anyone age-wise and usage-wise to Derrick Henry.
Usage-wise, Derrick Henry has carried the ball significantly more than McCaffrey.
I know he didn't have the best end of his year.
But it helps that you're the size of a DN. So I think it's A-Chain. I think it's A-Chain. I mean,
I'm avoiding him. I just always think he's too risky.
I will not pick A-Chain unless I'm forced to pick A-Chain, which means he has to fall off a cliff.
Yeah. And he probably won't because I'm seeing he's getting ranked in the between 12, like sneaking in that end of the first round or around the sling of the second round is where people are taking it, because I've noticed running backs have shot up the board on consensus ADPs lately.
Yeah,
It's just the wide receiver. I
love Chase Brown, and Chase Brown's like at pick 20 in most of these. I'm just saying, I like Chase Brown. I think pick 20 is too high for Chase Brown. Again,
I agree with that. I think pick 200 is
24.
Too high Jokes aside, I would take him. I would take him in the 8th round if I had to.
Yeah, if you got to take him, you got to take him. Same thing with A-Chain. I think A-Chain's had too much workload for how small of a build he is, plus the change in coaching and just total offensive strategy. And then his quarterback situation is like God fucking awful. So I don't know what I don't know. I think his scoring opportunity is going to be low, No,
I think those are good points. I mean, the big fact of losing his head coach and the play caller, like that's Mike McDaniel was a big deal with that running that offense. He liked doing that spread style zone rushing offense, and I don't know if he's going to have that same opportunity in this new offense.
So I got to see it before I freaking believe it. I just don't believe it.
Somebody's going to take him, and somebody's probably going to take him in the top 15.
Hopefully Dan goes Chase Brown, A-Chain, 12-13.
I don't know about that. I might have actually picked Genty. I was looking at him. I know he's right. Some rankings have him at the end of the first. Some have him early second. I'd probably go him over H-N.
Genty's a freaking
not only ranking wise, but just not as much wear and tear on him. They're gonna want to get him involved. Like I like him. I don't know if he's the safest pick, but like out of that next group of running backs, I think I definitely want Genty over some other ones. Like I might.
I mean, in that tier right there, I don't know. That tier is Genty. The tier is James Cook, Genty, Saquon, H-N, and Chase Brown. Like that is that little tier right there. I mean, I'll take a Saquon as well.
Yeah, I'm taking Saquon.
I don't know that group.
I believe in his talent more than any of them, and his line, and they just go for a coaching strategy.
But I do see your point there, Dan, with Genty. He's going into Kubiak's offense. Kubiak turned Kenneth Walker into a top fantasy running back, even though he was sharing carries with Charbonnet.
Mm-hmm. But like they don't have anybody else really that's. Excuse me? Did you cough?
Mike Washington.
No, I mean, look, he makes a good point. I mean, we're not talking Dynasty this episode. Maybe we might end up doing one of those Dynasty episodes and talk some rookie drafts and some planning for Dynasty. But I do see Mike Washington being Charbonnet in Kubiak's offense and sniping Genty. I do see it, but I don't know if I would do that this year. He's a rookie. You never know. I was really high on Washington coming out from a dynasty perspective. I was hoping he would go to a team where he actually had like real carries, but
he's a freak.
He decided to get drafted, or not. He didn't decide anything. They decided to draft him to a team with the running back that they picked in the top 10. So,
did they pick him in like the 3rd round?
Yeah, it was like 3rd or 4th round. Yeah,
typical Oakland bullshit. I mean, they drafted Genty the year before, who should be the only running back used in the offense, and then they go burn a 3rd round pick on something.
100%. But yeah, what's y'all's strategy first 3 rounds? And not player wise, but not specific player, but position wise. Are you running back, receiver, tripling receivers?
It depends on your position, man.
Mm-hmm. I want to aim like last year in a couple drafts. I had that 101, 102. I actually did go Jamar last year. I had planned on going running back, but I went Jamar and then Chase Brown. But I think this year, if you have one of those early picks, if you can do running back, and then the start of the 3rd round, I mean, if you want to get a quarterback, I normally go later for quarterback, but Devonta Smith is a guy I'm really high on this year, and I've talked about him a few times. You can get, and I think he could be in the top 10 wide receiver conversation. So you get 2 running backs, and then you get a receiver early 3rd. There's some other receivers I like there. I don't necessarily love. I like Omari and Hampton too. I don't know if you would end up with Omari and Hampton at the 301. So that's why I'd rather get two running back. If I get Omari and Hampton at the 212 when he's there, awesome. But I'm gonna aim for running back, wide receiver if I'm early, top 5 picks. After that, I don't know. It's gonna be a crapshoot. It's gonna depend on what the rest of the league and who they value.
I think if
some of these guys are gonna draft Josh Allen in the first round, not even in super flex leagues. They're just gonna. I love Josh Allen. I'm taking him. Okay, thank you. But that's gonna be my strategy for the early picks.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you fall in pick 1 to 5, in that area, it's very possible you could end up with a Jameer or a Bijan, depending on how it flows out. And if I'm in one of those 5 and I get Jameer or Bijan in one of those top 5 picks, then I would probably go running back, receiver, receiver being end of the second, turn of the third, beginning, because I like the Bijan and Jameer being your running back. And then you could possibly get at that turn a name like AJ Brown and like a Chris Olave or even a Pickens, and then you have 2 certified number 1s. So I like having 2 number 1 receivers on your team, like bona fide number 1 receivers. So I think you get Bijan or Jameer, you know what you got with them too. But I think like AJ Brown and Olave, both of those guys could easily get 150 targets on their respective team. So that's kind of what I'm looking at that turn. Now, obviously, if somebody falls, like Dan just mentioned, Omari and Hampton, if you can somehow get him at the turn of the second, third round, I think you got to jump on somebody like that.
Yeah, I agree.
But after Justin Jefferson, which I have Justin Jefferson like 5th and 6th, him and CeeDee Lamb, I kind of have flip-flopped, even though I believe Jefferson's better. But then you get into the names like the Nico Collins, Rashee Rice's, Garrett Wilson's. I don't have faith in those guys. I'd rather let somebody else grab them. So that's what I meant by, I guess, if one of them running backs falls late, I'd rather pick them over being pressured and taking one of those receivers.
That's a good point when you're picking the top 5 on that turn. That you get that top running back, and then you get 2 receivers right there, 2 number 1s. I mean, you're locked in right there, depending on injury. Yeah,
exactly. Injury is always a cluster.
I did want to say this. I know we're going to talk about this in a little bit. Some of like these, more the mid rounds in the draft that we could find, but the start of the 4th round feels like a lot of good value. So if you're drafting at the end of the 1st, early 2nd, so you're at the end of the 3rd, early 4th, there feels like a lot of good value there to fill in holes. So if you just go I think at the end of the 1st round, you kind of lose like what you want to do, and you just go pick a best player. And then like at the start of the 4th round, you have just a lot of good players that, end of the 3rd, early 4th, that you could just say, okay, yeah, my strategy has to pivot here. But there's guys still out there that, your T. Higgins, you got Jeremiah Love, you got Derrick Henry, Jalen Waddle, Breece Hall, Kyron. There's enough guys there that you can pivot your strategy if you aren't happy, like, oh, I wanted to go running back, and then just the 1st round had 5 running backs go in the top 5. And you're like, now I can't get anybody. You could pivot because there's going to be value.
On them corner picks, you're forced to reach sometimes too, depending on what your roster looks like. So, you might not want to pick somebody, but you're like, damn, I don't have another pick for 24 picks. Like it's round 4. You're on round 4 or 5 turn, and you only got 1 running back on your team. And even though it might be enticing to pick somebody else because they may have fallen, you're like, man, I got to pick a running back here because I'm forced to start 2. Otherwise, you're RB2 is going to be somebody like Ray Davis, like what, like you don't know what's going to
Who?
happen. Exactly.
No, I'm kidding. We all know who Ray Davis is. No, that's a good point. And actually, at the end of this episode, so stick around. I was going to do a little bonus, a quick shot at y'all and see what your top 2 strategies are for these redraft leagues. Just your personal strategies to share with the viewers to give them a little bit of insight and a little bit of help there. But before we move on, I do have one more question. Tight ends. Are any tight ends worthy of the first round?
No.
Not first round.
Second round, I would draft in the second round 100%.
Yes.
Personally.
Yes.
Yes. No matter where you're at, Brock Bowers or Trey McBride.
I'm taking Brock Bowers and Trey McBride over the numbers like 7 to 10 ranked receiver, consensus wise. So,
I mean, they're top receivers in their own right.
It's Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, and then it's everybody else. I mean,
tight end. I mean, if you're not getting Trey McBride or Brock Bowers, you might as well not even think about tight end until round 8 or 9 at the earliest. It's just that much of a cliff.
I agree.
With the tight end group.
Colston Loveland.
Shut up.
There's too many mouths to feed in that offense.
There's one less with DJ Moore gone, and they seem to love him. Not that I'm going to go out of my way to get Loveland, but that's one
Cole Kmet dirty, and I'm not letting it go. Okay,
I hate that. I love Cole Kmet. Love Cole Kmet. But yeah, like if you want to get Warren or Loveland, like in the 4th or something,
I do like Warren.
I think you're better served to get somebody else and grab another tight end later. But just wanted to mention those guys. I know they're out there.
I do like Tyler Warren. I think he will be. I think he's going to be their number 1 receiver, but I don't know how good he's going to be yet as far as fantasy wise in that offense. But I do think he's their best receiving threat, receiver or tight end wise. So,
and then quarterback, top 3 rounds. You taking one?
Get Trevor Lawrence, not in the top 3.
You should. I'm gonna cut it right there. That's the end of the episode. Get Trevor Lawrence. They're gonna be like, "Oh my god, we need to draft Trevor Lawrence." What does this guy know that we don't?
Dude, he got his haircut, man. You know he's ready. I obviously have my favorites. All right, I'm gonna talk them up every week.
It was mainly for Josh Allen. That's kind of where I was steering it. Maybe even if one wanted to argue Drake May, but Josh Allen, like. First 3 rounds, would you pass up any of these other players to grab him? Is he worth it?
I'd rather reach for somebody else than get him because there are Trevor Lawrence's later, Justin Herbert's a little bit later, Drake May, and I mean he's mid 3rd probably, but again you can wait a little bit and find guys that are gonna still produce, maybe not at QB1 level, but not far enough behind where it's like,
that's fair.
If I pass up on a receiver there, I'm not gonna get the same value, the same difference in round 7 like I would passing up on Josh Allen to a quarterback in round 7. The gap is just so much smaller between the quarterbacks, so I'd rather wait.
I don't know.
I agree. There's been a lot. Well. There's been a long time since there's been one quarterback that has outperformed every other quarterback. Usually, your top 10 quarterbacks are within 50 to 100 points of each other. And at that point, now granted, week to week, that could lose you a game or win you a game, but the margins are so slim compared to some of these other players in these other positions.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm usually not an early quarterback guy. Unless you're like unless I have to draft like Chase Brown, then I'm taking Josh Allen.
Right. See, I'm looking at it like this. At pick 100, I can have Bo Nix or I can get Quentin Johnston. And who am I going to get? So I get Josh Allen and Quentin Johnston, or do I get A.J. Brown and Bo Nix?
Put it like that, it actually does sound enticing to take Bo Nix.
Yeah.
You have Jared Goff at the same spot. That's why.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want anybody
agree.
doing my
That's how I
strategies. Draft quarterbacks early, please.
You're right. Josh Allen,
No,
you're right,
listen to
though,
me.
because 1 week, but it could
We're
also
here to help people, Dan.
It could also be, though, then you got to look at it like this. Bo Nix 1 week could also throw for 200 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick. And then Josh Allen could throw for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then run for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then run for 70 yards.
Yeah, and he did you good that week. And what did Quentin Johnston do?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Quentin Johnston's a 2 for 85 and 2 tutties type of player,
Yeah, that's
your running backs again. I will always
when Chase Brown's getting his 45 yards, and maybe a touchdown. You need Josh Allen to pick up the slack for your RB2. You need Josh Allen.
I'm a laugh when you end up with Chase Brown and all these leagues, man.
I hope I'm right before you. I'll draft him just to piss you off.
Yeah, I will do that too.
You know what? You'll win, and you'll learn to love Chase Brown as much as I do.
Dude's gonna tear his ACL week 1, and Brad will be like, "Ah!"
I knew I shouldn't have took. I knew I
should have listened to Dan.
That's right. Oh God.
Any other final takes, topics, and draft or fade him?
Who?
Any closing remarks?
I'm fading Rashee Rice too. Just want to put that one out there. And Garrett Wilson.
He's going to jail.
I already talked about Garrett Wilson, but I'm fading Garrett Wilson.
Well, Garrett Wilson's already in jail.
A name that
plays for the Jets.
A name that is in very much limbo. Malik Neighbors.
That's a good one.
I am fading him. I don't know about his injury.
The injury thing worries me, being as young as he is, and you don't see him making any kind of progress.
I mean, he is floating in that late 3rd round, so that is somebody who
takes him on that flyer and gets top 10 pick production. That could be the difference. If he's
You're also betting on Jackson Dart.
You are, but
I don't want to bet on that.
I don't want to bet on that either. But Malik's talent is that good if he's healthy.
Justin Jefferson's talent is that good. And what did he do last year? Like 1,000 yards. Not 1,500 yards. Not 1,500 yards.
1,000 yards.
Do you want your number 1 receiver to have 1,000 yards?
I never said you were taking Malik in the 1st. If you take Malik in the 4th, and he produces that.
I'm just saying.
If you take Malik in the 4th and he gives you top wide receiver.
But he's not, because he's going to be hurt the first few weeks. I'm just saying his talent can win out.
You never know.
I don't think Jackson Dart is going to make him that high of a ceiling.
You never know. Josh Gordon went for like 1,600 in 12 games. It could be one of those type of deals.
I am taking Malik over Garrett Wilson, though. I will say that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's easy.
If they're both sitting there at the end of the 3rd, if they're both sitting there at the end of the 3rd, I'm taking the flyer on Malik, knowing that if I lose, I lose. It is what it is. But if I hit that,
I think Garrett Wilson's not a bad talent.
He's not bad.
I think Gino's that bad. I don't like Gino.
They have too many people in that offense now, and a quarterback that can't get any of them the ball. I don't hate Garrett Wilson. Yeah. I hate the Jets' offense. I do like Breece Hall, though. I will be targeting Breece Hall, just like Garrett Wilson.
Breece Hall's proven.
Gino doesn't have to throw Breece Hall the ball. Breece can just take it and go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Breece is already proven he can do his thing without the incompetence of the other 51 on the roster.
So when I say I hate the Jets' offense, I hate the Jets' passing offense.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out Kenyon Sadiq.
Well, good deal. We'll go straight into the second topic here. No pauses, baby. We're going right into it. League winners. Best value picks, round 4 through 10.
We just hit on one of them, man.
That's league 3rd. He don't count.
I
have one.
Go ahead.
Ted.
Okay. I like Ted
McMillan.
Yeah.
The quarterback is an issue. I mean, right now he's valued somewhere in the mid 5th round is where I'm seeing ADP. Some have him late 4th. I saw a couple of, I think it was ESPN, A couple of their picks had them slide into the 6th round. But either way, he's just somebody. He's a bona fide number 1 pick. I mean, he's a bona fide player. You draft him in the 5th, 6th round, you're getting 110 targets. Will he crest over 1,000 yards? We shall see. It's really going to just be how many of those targets from Bryce Young are actually accurate targets. He's going to be thrown to. It's just how many is he actually going to be able to catch?
Yeah. I think well, Dan, go ahead.
I was looking at Scatabo. Just he can give you really good running back 2 numbers.
He's just a drunk rhinoceros, man. I love him. He's a drunk.
That is the perfect way to describe him.
This is going to date the. This is going to show all of our listeners that our episodes don't come out immediately following recording. But did y'all see him do that backflip? Dude, you got to think Harbaugh was crapping himself.
Harbaugh's definitely shit his pants. That ain't no doubt.
He can be great, for a 5th round pick. He might creep up into the 4th round in your draft, so it may not be that much of your, just a sleeper guy. But 5th round, if you can get Scatabo.
To touch on that, when you see him do something like that with how gruesome his injury was, then compare that to what Malik's injury was, and you ain't even seen him. That's what I'm talking about. That's scary.
Well, you bring it up like that. I mean, also they're completely different people. I mean,
they are. He's like I said, he's a freaking drunk rhinoceros.
That's the best. It was like a lame giraffe. Scatabo.
He's Peyton Hillis with a gold chain, dog. He's Peyton Hillis.
I'm looking at some of the receivers.
My pick, or one of mine, I think he's going to have a resurgence again, is BTJ.
I like BTJ.
Yeah.
That was one of mine. I like BTJ. I think Liam Cohen's offense is too good for him to be lack of production. I think they had way too much bullshit hype around Travis Hunter, trying to force feed him to be a number 1 receiver, and I don't think he is that. I think BTJ has the talent to be a number 1 receiver. I think him and Dan's lover boy Trevor Lawrence will get back on the same page, and I think BTJ will have another close to 100 catch, over 1,000 yard, 10 TD season.
10 TDs.
10 TDs.
I mean, look, I agree with you. BTJ, there was no reason for him to fall off like that. I don't know if it was locker room issues. I don't know if it was injury that no one wants to talk about. I don't know if he just didn't get Cohen's offense. We're not in the locker room. We're not in there. We don't know everything. But it was very concerning that he did have such a massive sophomore slump compared to his rookie season.
Yes.
It does scare me a little bit with him. But at the end of the day, the talent's there. He is the number 1 wide receiver on that roster. Travis Hunter needs to get back on the other side of the ball and play defense where he belongs. He is not an NFL wide receiver.
No.
I will stand on that.
I agree. He's more valuable as a cornerback than he is a receiver.
Yes. He could be Darrell Revis, yet he's choosing to be Lance Moore on offense.
Poor Lance. Don't disrespect Lance like that.
I like Lance Moore. That was supposed to be respect to Lance, but it's definitely a diss to Travis Hunter because you're a team's 3rd wide receiver at best.
Yeah.
You need to get back on the defense and be a shutdown corner and probably the top corner in the NFL.
A guy I like a lot too, sticking with receivers, but I just don't know because of the situation. Marvin Harrison, the talent's there.
I was going to say Michael Wilson, same offense.
Yeah. I mean, the talent's there with both of those guys, but it's like they never found they were just like, yeah, we'll just stick with Jacoby Brissett. And that gives me the mindset of like Arizona's like, yeah, we're okay with being mid to sucking again. And hopefully we'll address the QB situation next year. So it's like, I hate it. Plus, everybody knows Trey McBride gets force fed in that offense, so it's hard. But I think
it's a new offense this year.
It is, but I mean,
we don't know how that's going to shake out.
You don't, but I don't know. Marvin Harrison to me is too good, and he checks off too many of the wide receiver tabs that you would want to be med. I mean,
he's a prototypical wide receiver.
Yeah,
I mean,
so is
honestly,
DK Metcalf.
I would say he's more naturally gifted than his father, to be honest.
He is, because his father was
Like,
he was a small guy.
yeah,
His dad just
he had
knew how.
hands. He had the best hands of any
He did.
receiver.
Well, he
But
took
from a
everybody to the dance. I mean, he didn't have the
exactly,
physical attributes. He took you to the dance, and he was open all the time.
and maybe that is some of what Marv Harrison Jr.'s issue was that he was leaning too much on his talent, and in the NFL you have to prove yourself more than just your talent. In college, you can definitely get away with being the most talented player on the field, but in the
Yeah.
NFL, you have to get that extra edge, whatever that is, whether that's grinding film or practicing route running or anything like that. That extra edge, because every dude in the NFL, even the guys on the practice squad, are top tier, talented.
Everybody's
players.
good.
I do have another running back I want to mention. I know a lot of people aren't going to like it. They're really high on Bill, but I like Rashad White. I think he's going to get a ton of playing time in Washington. I don't know if he's going to be necessarily your absolute league winner, like he's going to be putting up RB1 numbers, but I could see him just being like, you get him in almost the 10th round or the 9th round or something like that, with a flex play that just is scoring way more than anybody thought he would be scoring. And like he could slide into your RB2. I think he is going to have a bigger year than a lot of people are expecting. So maybe not like surprising coming out as a top 12 running back, but I think he's going to be sneaky good and a guy that you're going to want to get later on.
Yeah.
Like that's just one I really like. I like him better than the Manon guy that everybody loves. I'd rather look at, Rashad White. And over Bill too. I think McCroskey Merritt is ranked below him in some of these. I think he's actually supposed to be the starter in Washington. So
Yeah.
I like him there.
What about you, Jimmy?
No, that's a good one. A running back that I actually like. He's been there a while now, and the team seems to really support him. They've moved on from other players after they brought them in, and that's Chuba. Like he's just consistent. The man just continues to outshine everybody else to the point to where the team is essentially not brought in anyone to really truly challenge him.
Jonathan Brooks is going to take over.
I just don't see it. The dude's been injured too often. He has no more knee. Like what is that? His second knee injury since he got out of college.
And he's still on the team.
Well, of course they draft him in the first round, right?
Well,
or second round.
Second round.
Second round.
But
of course,
but
they
like you said, no. Well, I understand, but like you said, they brought in so many other names and let him walk. They got to have faith in this dude to keep, to let all them other people walk and go with him as their number two. Clearly,
that's a fair angle of it. I'll say that.
Chuba has been the guy, but it's not like that they gave him the confidence of being like, no man, like nobody's going to take over. Rico Dowdle got hot, and then Chuba Hubbard was missing for 3 or 4 weeks. So it's very easily that spot's very easily taken over or be able to take over if somebody performs clearly.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Chuba's just been consistent.
You're right.
I think I'll have some running lane too if that offense can get going. I mean, they got some tall wide receivers that I think their offensive line's supposed to be better. I think Chuba could be a really good get if that offense clicks, which I don't want him to. But for fantasy purposes, yeah, I think Chuba's definitely a good choice. I don't think Jonathan Brooks is going to overtake him.
One guy, a running back that I had in my
I think last year his big drop off was because of Rico.
Yeah, 100%.
They rode the hot hand.
Yeah, exactly. My guy for the running back spot is Bashul Tootin. I think
that was my other one. I went with Chuba.
Strictly on the fact that they let ETN walk, and Cohen's offense has proven to have the running backs produce literally Don't matter who they are. So
I don't know why. I just don't like Tootin.
I think he's going to
Can't
be
tell you
fine.
why. It's just
I think you're going to be able to plug him in and play, and he's going to get you 10 to 15 points every week. So
I think
just
yeah, from a fantasy perspective, I agree with you. This year, if you have Tootin on the board and it's not a reach, I would take him. Dynasty, I would avoid him because I think there's going to be another running back in that locker
they're
room
gonna
next year, the year after.
Yeah, they're going to try to find a guy. They're going to try to find somebody that's a stud. But
you
yeah,
thinking
for right
Tootin
now,
over Price?
Yes, I would take Tootin over Jadarian Price. I would.
Because
I would take him over Chuba.
But yeah,
I know I just picked Chuba, but I would take him. I would.
Because of the offense he's in, yes, I would. I think he's going to have more scoring opportunities. And I think when you get into that rounds 4 to 10 range, I think that's what you're looking for, guys that are going to have the best opportunities. And I think he's in that.
First round running back? I don't know all the statistics of first round running backs, but I know they aren't bad.
Well,
I think I would go Jadarian Price, but that's another league winner for you.
Another name you could throw out there is, because everybody forgot about his ass, is David Montgomery.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one, actually.
Tony Pollard, too. Everybody's like, Tony Pollard sucks. 1,000 yards every year.
Also a good one. Again, you can get some of these guys so late.
Tony Pollard basically on a AAA team, 1,000 yards.
But before we move on from Tootin, though, Judkins or Tootin?
Judkins' talent, Tootin's situation.
Well, they're both on the board. You got to pick one.
Fuck.
Judkins.
I like Thudkins better, but I'd probably pick Tootin, to be honest with you. They don't seem to believe in Judkins' receiving ability yet, or I haven't seen it yet. Put it to you like that. It also plays a big deal in who's starting quarterback over there too. That plays a big deal for me. I don't believe in Shador. Watson, you ain't got a fucking clue what's going to happen with him.
Yeah, they have no starting quarterback.
It's a shame. It's a shame that's a freaking conversation.
What, with Deshaun Watson?
Yeah. With Deshaun Watson knowing what he did or what he could do, and Shador Sanders knowing what he can't.
They need to go get Anthony Richardson. Just go get Anthony Richardson. Bring him over there.
That would be a great mid-season trade right there.
That would be a lot of – that offense would be fun to watch.
Hopefully somebody – I don't know. I know they just drafted a bunch of receivers. I know we always mess with Judy or whatever, but hopefully on somebody – if they do trade for Richardson, hopefully somebody's fast because he could launch it 70 yards falling backwards. So
yeah. You got Boston.
It might land in the third row.
Concepcion is –
it might land in the third row.
A big target. Oh, that'd be
so.
I would be a Browns fan if they went and got Anthony Richardson.
So I know earlier in the episode we did say tight ends is Brock Bowers, it's Trey McBride, and then it's the Grand Canyon of a fall off. But there is one tight end that you probably could get in rounds 5 through 8, depending on how it falls. And that's Sam Laporta, and I'm all in on Sam. He got hurt last year. I think he's going to come back, and he may be a guy that you could sneak in that 8th round and get him and be a starting tight end after you've already filled up all of your roster. Now, I wouldn't bet on him staying there because there may be people like myself that are seeing the value and may take him earlier on, but if he's sitting there in the 8th round and you've already filled up most of your roster and your tight end spots open, that's somebody I would target toward.
Yeah. I'm
not as high. I'm not as high.
Wait, what?
I'm not as high on Laporta as you are.
I like Laporta. I'm more scared of the fall off after. It's like I like Ferguson. I would take Ferguson. It's like Travis Kelce's ranked right there. Dalton Kincaid's ranked right there. Isaiah Likely, who I like. I don't know if I want him as a starter in that offense with again Jackson Dart throwing it.
I liked Ferguson. I liked 2 years ago. They got Pickens, and he has a major fall off. So
yeah, you may want to target Laporta.
Right now, they have Mark Andrews ranked above Laporta.
I will take Laporta over Mark Andrews. Yeah. I will take Goddard over Laporta.
Goddard is actually ranked extremely low in this PPR ranking.
I take
that I
Goddard
have.
over Laporta. I take Tucker Kraft over Laporta.
Oh yeah, I think Tucker Kraft will be gone by that point.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft should be even
My-
with his knee injury, he should be gone in the first 5 rounds.
Oh, I forgot Chig went to Washington. Not that that's one that I'm super excited about, but him and Jawan Johnson.
No,
are ranked.
that's deep. That's deep sleeper type stuff.
Yeah, that's deep sleeper. I mean, there's no way he's getting picked before the 10th round.
Dalton
People-
No,
Kincaid-
I'm saying like if you miss out, like these guys are ranked after Kelsey. Like I'm passing up on Kelsey, but you can get a
That's where
Jawan
we're
Johnson and a Chig later. That's what I was like. I might get Laporta because I don't like anybody after that. But no, they got a couple other guys to test
Laporta-
on later.
Laporta won leagues
Mhm.
2 years ago, so
Yeah.
I know
That
he
is
got
a
hurt
league
last
winner.
year.
He
Yeah,
was.
that's what I'm
but
saying.
I think he also had 14 touchdowns. I think he's super touchdown dependent. That's why I don't like Laporta.
That
the offense can move
did
the ball.
have-
I know.
Well, it did have a different play caller, so
It did.
things are a little different. But
Yeah.
he's
sleeper-
sitting there in the 7th round. You gotta take him.
My
Go
sleeper tight end is TJ Hawk.
I was literally about to ask, would you? Because Dan brought up Chig. I was gonna bring up so there's that tier right there where you have Chig, Jawan, Hawk, Fryermuth, and Schultz. I was gonna ask.
I wouldn't mind
I feel
leaving
bad for Brian.
I wouldn't mind leaving my tight end spot open to like the 12th round and taking Hawk because
You're
Kyler
a lot-
loves some freaking tight end.
It's
He
not
does,
even
but
gonna
you're only
win
gonna
the
have
battle.
Kyler. You're only gonna have Kyler as your quarterback till the next Call of Duty comes out.
It's
Man.
possible.
He's going back to the bench.
It's possible.
I
But
was gonna say low key Kyler could be a league winner.
Javid hates him.
If I
I hate him. We were talking
I
about that
don't
before
think
the
he's a
podcast,
great-
Dan.
I
Before the
don't
recording.
worry, y'all.
Me and Brad were talking about that, and I'm so down on Kyler.
I don't think he's a great quarterback, but
I don't either.
if he's good and he's got real talent around him, like he has a great defense. He's got Justin Jefferson. He has an older Hawk, but he still has Hawk. He has Addison.
He's Caleb Williams without nail polish. I mean, that's what he is. He's like the
And
master of
4 foot
schoolyard. He's the
And
master of
everybody's
schoolyard
ha-
bullshit. He's the master.
And you know what? Everybody loves Caleb Williams for it. And what if Kyler puts up ridiculous fantasy numbers again? He could be again pass up on Josh Allen. I'm not saying go get Kyler Murray late, but he could be. I'm probably not targeting him, but if he's there,
Oh, I'm not picking him. I'm not picking him either. But
Well, look. What if he's your backup? I know some people don't take backup quarterbacks. Some people do.
I'd take him as a
He's
backup.
going to be
because-
there as a backup.
I'd take
He
him as a
will be
backup
there.
because he's very easily could get you 8 points just on his rushing.
Yeah, as a spot start for a bye week. I mean,
Yeah,
I would take
100%.
him over a lot of these other quarterbacks as a spot start.
Gino, 100%.
So I actually have 2 quarterbacks, but there's one of them that a lot of people are starting to hype up on, and y'all probably know where I'm going with that one.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
uh,
Where are you going?
But before I get to him, one of the ones I was going to say as a league winner would be Matthew Stafford. He's on his way out. He wants to hit those records.
I love
He wants
Stafford.
records.
Stafford.
He wants touchdowns. He wants yards.
you don't need rushing with him.
No. Look,
When
he's
you throw
not. I wouldn't take him.
When you throw 4 TDs a game, you don't need no damn rushing. You don't need.
Look, I would not take him. In the first 4 rounds, I wouldn't take him. Honestly, if there's some other quarterbacks that are there, like Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, I would take them over him. But once you fall past that tier, I mean, he's the top one after that. He's ahead of Brock Purdy. He's ahead of Jackson Dart by a mile.
Who?
I would take him over Jared Goff. I would take him over Kyler. I would take him over Baker. I would take him over Sam Darnold, CJ Stroud. Like all these other players, I would take him
The
all
fall
day.
of CJ Stroud.
And the question is, would you take him over Shuck?
Well, that was my second one.
Yes.
No,
You take him
look,
over
I'm,
Chuck. Yes.
the NFL and the media has come on to Shuck, and they are now loving this man.
I've been seeing so many things about Shuck over the last couple weeks. It is
And off of Saints Twitter, like just on regular
Yeah.
Radar
NFL.
over NFL. Like,
National
they're hitting
media
him up.
coverage.
Yeah. Now, look, from a fantasy perspective, let's throw fandom aside. From a fantasy perspective, he's got one of the best offensive coordinators in the league. He's got multiple weapons now. He has a real running back in the backfield, and he's got Kamara back. He's
also got some
new
wheels.
O-line. And you talk about rushing ability. He is somebody who can get you,
White chalk.
4 points on the ground, 40 yards on the ground. Last year, before he hurt his hip, he was averaging about 45 yards on the ground before he hurt his hip against Tampa. And then after that, you saw his rushing numbers drop off dramatically. But, he would be somebody in that Matt Stafford, Bo Nix, Jared Goff, that late 8th, 9th, 10th round quarterback. That would be somebody you may want to target, especially if you're trying to double up with someone like Olave. That would be a great.
He'd be a great super flex second QB.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
No, good stuff. Anything else with this one? Any sneaky guys that we may have skipped or forgot? We kind of hit some quarterbacks. We hit some running backs. We hit some tight ends.
There's a lot of guys I like in this range. I don't know if they're league winners, but they're guys I just want on my, in my flex positions. I feel good getting like a Jameson Williams, stuff like that. Again, I don't think league winner, but talking about everybody else I liked, I wanted to mention Jameson Williams. So
Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams. They seem to try to get him the ball more last year.
Mm-hmm. And Michael Pittman is another one I like, just point getter. I don't know about that offense, but just
I don't like that offense either. But I think Pittman's body, as far as being possessions type receiver, and his intermediate middle of the field short route running ability, 15 yards and in, I think that'll click well with Rodgers. So I think he'll have a decent year. Like you said, not league winner, but he should be able to get you 10 to 12 points a week consistently.
Yeah.
The one I don't know where to go with because of the situation now is Jalen Waddle.
I like Waddle. Waddle's a guy that I'm looking to get.
It's so hard to, us being obviously from in New Orleans and seeing Sean Payton's offenses over the last, 15, 20 years that we got him for. Who do you pin him to be is what we've already seen.
Oh, man. I think he's going to fall into that Brandon Cooks.
That's what I was going to say.
2016 Brandon Cooks is where he's going to be. Cortland Sutton could end up being 2016 Mike Thomas. He getting those possession touches, keeping the drive moving. But, when he wants to dial up that 98-yard touchdown against Oakland in week 1, he's going to sling it.
I agree with you. I see him being Brandon Cooks, but a lot of people think, Sean Payton's offenses were so prolific, but outside of 2 years, really 1 year, Michael Thomas, and 2 years of Jimmy Graham, Sean Payton's never really had a bona fide number one stat receiver. So, and what I mean by that is
2019 Mike Thomas.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said outside of Michael Thomas's 1 year and 2 years of Jimmy Graham, Sean Payton's never had a receiver on his team be 100 and consistently being that big 100 plus catch guy, 1,200 plus TD yards. That Cooks season around that time, and I think a lot that him, Lance Moore, they were right around that 80 to 90 catch mark. 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, which is a very good season, but it's not wide receiver 1. I think all the media was oh man, Sean Payton traded for Jalen Waddle. They're thinking he's going to be putting up Julio Jones, Antonio Brown type numbers. I don't see it.
Yeah. No, yeah. They're expecting Tyreek Hill level numbers. That's just, I agree with you there. It's not going to happen. But I do think he's going to target him more because he's going to probably want to prove spending all that capital to get him. He's probably going to use him a lot more. But you're right. But he's also, he's growing. He's changed his offense a little bit. Bo Nix ain't no Drew Brees, so
no,
he's doing his best out there. And any other sneaky guys before we move to the third topic?
I could talk about so many guys.
I know.
Can't name them all,
this could be a 3-hour episode.
It could.
Like, don't be scared to draft DJ Moore either. Just
good new offense. Joe Brady loves his wide receivers.
Yeah.
He created two of the top two wide receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Both of the top two.
You're right.
All right. Topic 3. This is a fun one. Busts. Big names to avoid. We're not talking about your 13th round running back that may be running back 48. We're talking I just took this guy 101 and now my season's over because he sneezed walking into campus today. And
so you're saying top 3 round picks.
Yes.
Don't even
we're gonna circle back to that draft and fade from the first 3 rounds and now busts in those first 3 rounds. Who are you not, or who are you avoiding knowing that they're gonna bust this year?
I'm not touching Rashee Rice. I am not touching Achane. I'm not touching probably not touching Nico Collins. CJ Stroud.
Ooh,
I like
that's
Nico
right there.
I like
That's spicy.
Nico. Not that he's bad. And I say bust, not because he's going to fall flat on his face. I don't know if I just could see him like falling shy of first round number, second round number. Like you could be like, dude, this guy just is killing me this year.
Yeah.
A little spicy. Just a little spicy. And Garrett Wilson. We talked about Garrett Wilson. Many times.
We talked about him a little bit.
Dan, listen, half of the top 10 receivers.
I'm not touching anybody, all right?
He's like no receivers. So some of my busts, I already kind of said one.
Zay Flowers too. Put him in the list.
Well, Zay Flowers is a bust every year. If you're taking Zay Flowers in the first 3 rounds, you need to recheck your fantasy strategy, because if you think Zay Flowers is a top 3 round wide receiver,
I haven't taken a Ravens receiver since Brashad Perriman.
that's an old one right there.
That is old.
No, so I'm on board there with some of the ones you have. So I'm gonna pivot a little bit. JSN, I'm avoiding him. He's a bust. He's a bust. I'm telling you, like he's gonna be okay. He's a bust based on his draft position. If you take him in the second round, he's not a bust. He's gonna be a wide receiver 10 or 11. He's gonna be good. He's just not gonna be a wide receiver 2, 3, or 4. Like he's just not. So you take him at 5, and you're gonna be disappointed. I mean, you're gonna be disappointed there. Another one, AJ Brown. I know that's Brad's boy, but AJ Brown. I mean, he's going to a new offense.
20 tutties. 20 tutties.
The Patriots gave up a lot. Vrabel gave up his private life for AJ Brown, and I just don't think he's going to mesh well with Drake May. I think that's somebody you probably should avoid. If he's there in the 4th or 5th round, definitely take him. But sitting where he's sitting right now in mid second round, I just can't see AJ Brown being a wide receiver 10 this year. He, as soon as he doesn't get the ball, he's gonna pout again. I mean, that's what he did with Jalen Hurts. So I think he's just at this point in his career, he's become a headache, and I would most likely avoid him. And then my last one that I would avoid, and this may be a little shocking, but maybe not. I just think George Pickens is getting drafted too high for his being a wide receiver 2 on an offense. I just think you got CD there. CD's gonna soak up 120 to 140 targets if he plays all season. Pickens is gonna get his 80 to 100 target. I mean, what did he get last year? I think he had like
130 something.
Yeah, he went crazy last year. But I just think being that mid 3rd round wide receiver, being wide receiver 2 on the actual football team, I just don't want that in my 3rd round. I'm trying to get number 1 wide receivers. There's still other number 1s on the board when people are taking them. You got Devontae Smith is sitting right there in the same little sphere as George Pickens. Why would you not take Devontae Smith there?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Devontae Smith.
Whatever.
I stole your guy, Brad. So who else you got?
Yeah, I know. So hot take. I'm not taking CMC. He's due to get hurt, or he's due to fall off the age cliff. I'm not taking Jeremiah Love.
Ooh, that is spicy.
I don't see it in that
You'll
offense.
regret it.
That's fine. Whatever. I just don't see it in that offense. I think he's a
So
hell
it's an
of a
offense thing, not a talent thing.
Yeah, 100%. I think he has the talent. The only way I see him producing big is usage. That's it. Because I just don't think that offense is going to move the ball very proficiently. And then a third guy, I'm not taking Lamar Jackson. I think
That's a good one.
I just think I don't know. It's hard to explain it. I just don't believe in him. I think, like you said, everybody else says he's got the freaking talent, but I just don't. I don't believe in him year after year. It's like he can't get it done. In the big aspect, I know everybody's like, "Well, this is fantasy." Well, I agree, but if he gets back to being the old Lamar Jackson, which made him so special, I think he's going to get hurt. So I think that's one of them ones where people take him high because they see he can produce like Josh Allen as far as numbers go, fantasy wise, but I don't think his health is there. And I think the same thing about Jaden Daniels. A lot of people are high on him. I think Jaden Daniels, I believe, is a better pocket passer than Lamar, but he needs to change his style of play.
He still plays in Washington.
Yeah.
And he has to play in New Jersey. Those fields are terrible.
Yeah.
that scares me for those guys running.
Yeah.
That's why I avoid Jaden Daniels. Again, talented, but very thin guy who's mobile and just
he takes hits.
Yeah,
both of them do.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them take unnecessary hits.
No, definitely. Those are some good ones. Jeremiah loves spicy there. That's a lot of people have. I've seen him getting taken in the first round. So
I could be.
There's people high on him. I don't get that type of hype. Second round, number 2 your number 2 running back. If you go running back in the first round, I would.
Yeah, I don't want him.
Like him at that number two running back.
I don't. I wouldn't like him to be. I would not like him to be my number 1 running back on my fantasy team. I just don't.
And I did say Nico. Like I know I'm not going to pick Nico, even if I'm if he falls to me at the 2-0, I guess 4. I don't think he'd fall that far in most leagues. I'd probably still pass on him, but I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, he's not getting first round value now; it's second round value." I'm still avoiding Nico in that scenario, but I know people. Again, I like Nico Collins. I think he's a great receiver, but same kind of situation of I don't necessarily love the offense. I think they'll be better. I don't think CJ Stroud's terrible. But the
way you're talking about Nico is how I feel about Jeremiah.
Yeah,
Love.
Same situation.
His situation hurts his talent.
Mm-hmm. Garrett Wilson, same thing.
Yeah,
you're
right.
I agree with that. Garrett Wilson would be a top 5 or top 8 fantasy receiver.
The only thing with Garrett Wilson is Geno literally could just force feed him the ball, even though Geno's terrible. He could just be a beneficiary of getting 150 targets. Because what else are you going to do? You turn around, hand it to Brees, you throw it to Garrett. You turn around, hand it to Brees, you throw it to Garrett. That's all you got.
But, you got to think the defense is going to figure that out and bracket him. And they're going to put a safety cornerback on him and say, all right, beat me somewhere else. Get to your second and third read and beat me, Geno. And then Geno's going to get sacked.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There is no second read. He's going to launch it. It's like Jameis
the Deacon
Winston.
Taylor.
Geno Smith is Jameis Winston with opportunity.
That's a good one. Now, look, this episode ran a little long, but guess what? We got more coverage. We got some bonus segments coming up. The guys were not prepared for these bonus segments, so we're going to see what they're going to hit us on off the top of their head. We're going full blast here. All right, first bonus. Defense and kickers. Look, some people still do draft these.
What? What is that?
Not everybody does a 11-team Superflex league like we do. Some people do still do that standard drafting league. Defense first.
All right. Look, I've talked about the Vikings defense. I've talked about the Texans defense. Talk about the Broncos defense. You can get them. I don't draft them above other players, again, that difference between the worst defense and the best defense on a given week, on any given week, it could be drastic, but the average isn't going to be as big. So I always draft them later on, but you can look at the ranks: Texans, Broncos, Seahawks, Vikings are up there. Rams could be really good on defense. Those are the ones you're going to want to get. If you get one a little later, I'm trying to look at some of these. Saints defense is surprising. Again, we're Saints fans over here. They're a sneaky defense. The Browns, I don't think are going to fall off without Myles Garrett. You have enough defenses out there that I think you're going to be okay. But if you get the Vikings, the Rams, Seahawks, Broncos, Texans, those are the ones you're like, you know what? I got my starters. I got a couple bench guys. I want to get a defense now. Go get one of them. Those 5.
Yeah. Defensive wise, I agree with Dan. I'll tell you all my personal defensive strategy for when I did do defensive fantasy leagues with that. But I think Seahawks, Broncos, Texans, if you want to draft a defense early, those are the 3. Outside of that, I do my strategy, which is defense and kicker always last 2-round picks. Defense, you figure out which one has the best pass rush. You go with that one because that'll get you sack points, also leads to interception possibilities. But by week 4, you figure out which team sucks and you pick the defense that plays them. Okay? And then you just rotate.
Whoa. The next
You rotate.
That is my plan as well.
That is what I do as well.
And then once fantasy playoffs hit, you drop all the people that ride your bench and you pick up all the defenses that play like, say, the Browns if they suck. And then you have all the good defenses on your team for the fantasy playoffs. You have all the good defenses.
Look, yeah. I mean, I do the same strategy. I pick my defense second to last and my kicker last every single time there's one of those in the league. And I literally do exactly what you say. I flyer them, each one of them, both kicker and defense is a flyer. I look every week. Other people are spinning their wheels trying to figure out, which receiver on the board is going to get me that 2 or 3 points. And I'm sitting there looking at all my defenses, like, all right, who's playing the crap ass quarterback? And who's going to get? Who's going to? Yeah,
Gino's liable to throw 4 picks. Let me pick whoever defense that is. I don't care if they're the worst defense in the league. That's who I'm going with, baby. I'm riding with them for a week.
Yeah. I do have a sneaky defense this year. I think they've improved. And that's Detroit. If you do pick defenses and you want to try to avoid those top 10 or so defenses, and you just want to try to do a flyer thing and start out with somebody, I wouldn't start out with Detroit because Shuck's going to blow them up week 1. But week 2, they'll be on the waiver wire because someone's going to drop them and go grab them for the season there. But kickers.
Brandon, you want to get a kicker on a good team and a good offense, and Brandon Aubrey's got a leg. But I love Dicker the kicker, and he's got a great name.
He took mine. That's what I wanted. I just want to say Dicker the kicker.
But I will give you another one. If you go, again, if people in your league are just scooping them all up, kind of going against what I said about a good offense, I've talked about Kyler Murray. I think he could be okay. I really like the Vikings defense. They should put them in good spots on the field. But their kicker, Will Reichard, I think is how he says his last name. I think it's Reichard. But I like him a lot. I think he's a good kicker. He's not ranked one of the top 12, but I like him as a kicker. Don't love his offense. Evan McPherson, I really don't like
That's
him.
my guy.
Cincinnati's Evan McPherson.
Yeah.
I know he's good. Jake Bates and Will Reichard. I'm going to go with them too.
You want a kicker that's on an offense that moves the ball a lot, but not a competent offense to where they're going to score every time they get in the red zone. So
Tyler Bass.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. Like, and then another thing is like where they play. I hate to say it like that, but during late November and December, you could have a really good kicker. But if they play like outdoors in the Northeast where it's frozen and it's got 30-mile-an-hour winds, I don't want to play that, dude. So
and that is exactly why I fly our kickers, because unless you look, I will say this: if I do happen to grab a kicker that ends up being one of the top scorers in the league, I do not flyer them anymore. I hold on to him the entire season. But if I have the scrap heap and I'm trying to just pick one of the turds up and try to shine that thing up, make it look all good and pretty for my week, I do the same thing. I'm avoiding weather. I'm checking weather reports. We're looking at, indoors is always better for kickers. So I agree with you, Brad. That is a good strategy to go after. If you're doing flyers, you want to avoid cold weather, wind, rain, things like that.
I mean,
also go pick up Trey Smack. He's got a great name too. Get them both, Dicker the Kicker and Trey Smack. Go rock with 2 kickers.
Do not. Dan will lose your league. He's picking 2 kickers.
What are you talking about? I know people who pick 2 kickers still right now.
I know
I play fantasy leagues with.
I know people that draft defense in like round 7. It's just,
I know.
It's if people do, they just whatever. They think they got the upper edge.
Yeah. I laugh at those people. And I hope the viewer that's listening right now, you are not one of those people. That's why you're here listening to us to get good strategy, because you're not doing dumb things like that. Yeah.
2 kickers.
But they got to have good names, though. They got to have good names.
All right, last bonus one. Your fantasy strategy. Just pick one that you would want to share. It doesn't have to be your intimate strategy that's gonna be that other people could steal from you, but something that would help out the viewer in their league.
Tell them, Dan. What's your stupid ass strategy?
Hey, it never seems to work out for me, but I like to aim for running back in the first 2 rounds. Or again, if you have like that, I will still go running back-esque if it's like the 302, and I go running back, receiver, running back, like back-to-back almost. I try and get my running backs early because I think wide receivers, we talked about so many of them in the mid-rounds being just good, solid receivers. Where like your running back, I think Javonte and Brees Hall can be good, but there's other receivers there that might be better. And that way your running back's already taken care of. So that, and then don't be scared to draft a tight end. You don't need to, not saying go out of your way to get Brock Bowers in round 2. But if you're at that point where you get like a Tucker Kraft in round 5 and he's takes the place of a receiver, don't be scared to draft a tight end.
Yeah. My strategy that I've done, and it has won me leagues before, is the double duo. Draft that top receiver and go get his quarterback. You don't have to draft his quarterback right away, but build your draft after that. If you get somebody like CD in the first round, build your draft to get that. Get those double dip points. Depending on the league, you're looking at either 6 or 12 points on a touchdown. So, and then also you got your added up yardage, you got your PPR points there. I mean, you could you can come out of a game with 40 to 50 points just from those 2 players if you do it right. Burrow and Chase won me a league 2 years ago or 3 years ago now. It might have been 2 years ago. That's just a strategy that I always lean into is the double duo. Go get that double dip. Get those extra points. Go ahead, Brad.
I don't have
a strategy. Win, but just win.
That's right.
Just win, baby.
Win. No,
that's why you're the Raider fan.
It's just it's kind of generic, but it's more or less like don't get cute when it comes to your picks. Like if somebody's there, even though you may not like them, and the value's there, you got to take them.
Yep.
I mean, I got a lot of players I Like there's a lot of players that I don't believe in, and players that I just don't buy hanging. If it's the 4th round and Josh Allen's there, take Josh Allen. Don't be stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
But
No.
that's more or less
If you
my
win your
strategy.
league.
And I used to be like that because I used to be like, I'm not taking a quarterback till late because I believed in the quarterback spread is not as great as somebody else. Well, if he's falling and you can get Josh Allen in the 4th, you need to take him over Tet McMillan or somebody like that. I'm sorry. You just
I agree.
Okay. You don't think about it. So I don't care whatever else plays with it. Another thing that could be strategy that literally just popped in my head is I used to believe in this when I first started fantasy, but now I don't, is I don't do handcuffs. I hate the handcuff thing.
No.
I do not do handcuffs. You don't play
agree
for
with
injuries.
Handcuff.
Your handcuff's not going to win you the
spot.
league, typically.
No.
Yep.
I don't do handcuffs. I will not do that just in case. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a very minuscule situation with a handcuff.
So you're telling me
So-
you wouldn't draft Jalen Hurts if you already drafted Saquon? That's a handcuff.
that is his handcuff. You are correct.
No, I agree with you,
I
Brad.
would-
I don't do the handcuff thing anymore. I don't. That's
I
something that
don't like
steer away from.
handcuffs, and to be honest with you, the league nowadays is not even handcuff centric. There's very few running backs that carry the load no matter what. So the handcuff thing's kind of out the window. But
Yeah. At that point, you're just trying to protect yourself from injury, and then draft better.
Yeah, just draft better.
Yeah. Know who's
I-
going to get injured. Like, what's wrong with
Yeah.
you? How do you know who's going to be injured?
Instead of I don't draft. Yeah, don't draft your own handcuffs. Draft other guys' handcuffs.
Yeah,
that'll win you the league.
that would actually be a good strategy if you did want to draft handcuffs. That would
Yeah.
actually be a good way to go.
Don't win your league. Like Dan loves Rashad White. Draft Bill Krosky Merritt, because when Rashad White gets hurt, guess who's got the new starting running back? Not Dan. Dan's on the waiver wire, shitting himself, looking for somebody to start, like Ollie Gordon or whoever may be on there.
I tell you, see, I draft better, so I don't have to worry about that. Rashad White's just on my flex.
Dan's drafting Chase Young in the 10th round and laughing at us.
Yeah.
I want everybody to hate Chase Brown so much that I can get him with my last pick of the draft.
That's right.
No. You got any more, Brad? I know there's a lot of them.
There is a lot of draft strategies.
I can tell you a draft strategy for Brad that you should not follow is
Tell
do
him.
not take big wide receivers in Dynasty because they will fail you every year.
They will fail you.
Don't
The
get
league-
guys from TCU ever.
Yeah,
Don't.
that-
Don't fall
draft
for it.
TCU. Don't draft TCU players. That is
I only did
100%
it
true.
once. That was my rule, and then I fell for Quentin Johnston. Last year he wasn't bad,
yeah,
but
Quentin killed me.
I
Yep.
knew I shouldn't have done it. It was just
Big-
so tempting.
Big body receivers in Dynasty killed me.
Yep.
But the league's gone to the read progression has faded. So that's one reason why big body receivers kill you. You need little shifty guys that can get open quick when the scramble drill comes into effect.
Mhm.
So you need little shifty guys. But no, the strategy is win your league. Don't be stupid. Take the BPA if you don't know where to go.
Win your league. There you go. What are y'all doing? Why haven't y'all won yet? What's wrong with y'all?
That's right. That is
Nah.
exactly right.
Look, this was a great episode. It's one of our longer episodes. So we hope you stuck around for this entire time for some laughs and some jokes. If you have stuck around, please follow us, like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, X, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're trying to be everywhere. We're trying to get this podcast spread out there. Yeah, we hope you all enjoyed this. We will be doing some more fantasy content as we're progressing into that fantasy league. We'll be doing some drafts. We'll be doing some mock drafts. We maybe even do a live mock draft one night. So definitely tune in.